I'm Annette Pasternak, and I help people stop compulsively picking their skin, also sometimes pulling their hair. And my website and books are linked in the description below, as are any products I talk about in this video. We're in the middle of a series on picking at different body parts. And so today we're going to cover the scalp, or head scratching, head picking, hair pulling from the head. Now, first of all, with any kind of picking and pulling, it's very important to make sure that your lifestyle areas are taken care of. So you want to make sure you're generally eating well, particularly caffeine and sugar, keeping those low. You want to be sure you get enough sleep, well enough sleep. Those things are really important. You probably noticed, like, on a day when you have not slept at all, you are terribly active with these picking and pulling behaviors. And also pay attention to things like exercise. You know, we need a good amount of exercise. Taking work breaks also I found to be really important. For some reason, particularly with people with picking at the head or the fingers, things where it's like something you do while you're doing other things. People that are engaged in these kind of behaviors in these parts of the body are kind of running on automatic, and like will work and work and work without a break. And so if that's you, you will want to work on taking more breaks, getting up, walking around, you know, take some water, go to the bathroom, things like that. So yeah, these lifestyle, just basic lifestyle things can be very important in getting you to stop these behaviors. Okay, but let's get more specific now. The first thing that I found my clients that are picking at their head or pulling their hair on their head find really helpful and important is to wash their hair every day. So the conventional wisdom out there is that you should wash your hair actually minimally. You know, there are people that are like trying to go weeks without washing their hair. And, you know, sometimes people are like, okay, ideally you just shampoo your hair once a week, and then if you need to wet it or just condition the ends or whatever. But I'm sorry to say, for people that are picking, it's actually more helpful to wash your hair every day. And of course, you don't have to shampoo towards the ends. The important part is actually your scalp. So getting the scalp really clean. And to go with that, it also really helps to use a scalp massager. So something like this feels really good. I actually very much like it. You just, you know, you can even put your shampoo on with it. It looks like these are huge and will hurt, but they're not. They feel very good, actually. All silicone, you know, very easy to keep clean and all that. As far as what kind of shampoo to use, it depends. But I suggest, if you have not tried this before, to try a special shampoo with either ketoconazole or miconazole. These are antifungals because you might have a fungal either infection or just like overgrowth. Now, let's not go so far as to say you're like infected, but this is really quite common and can cause a lot of the flaking, itching, things like that. And I would probably even try it even if you don't relate to like being really itchy, just being kind of picky. So definitely keep your hair clean every morning. That can go a long way towards not picking or pulling. The next thing you want to do is to make sure you change up any habits that lead to picking or pulling. For example, you might always be sitting on the one side of the couch with your arm up on the rest, and your hand is just naturally, comfortably in your head. Basically, that's like the most easy place to rest your hand, is on your head. That makes this way too easy to do the behavior. So we want to make it harder to do the behavior that we don't want, and easier not to do it. So if that's the way you sit, you know, do your best to instead be sitting like in the center of the couch or something. And, you know, maybe you can put your hands up or around a pillow for comfort. but you want to avoid those kind of situations where it's just too easy. So at your work desk, you might also have a habit of having your elbow on the desk. And so you want to have a rule there, no elbows on the desk. Maybe, if you're literally not typing, you want to have like a pen in one hand and a squishy ball in the other hand, and just have that be kind of the rule for you. And, a new habit that you're going to make to preempt the old habits, because these habits that we want to break, it's very difficult to break these motor habits, for one thing, and it's pretty, I don't want to say hopeless, but it's almost impossible if you don't give yourself a new habit, such as holding a squishy ball, holding the pen always. You can't be picking or pulling if you're doing those things. So also regarding changing habits that lead to picking, another habit is just touching your scalp or touching your hair. Maybe it starts with twirling your hair, or maybe it just starts with like a light grazing. And we can think that that's fine. A lot of times we think like, oh, the picking is the problem, the pulling is the problem. But it's so much easier not to pick or pull if we don't touch in the first place, right? This reminds me of in Christina Pearson's book, Pearls, Reflections or Meditations on Skin Picking and Hair Pulling, or Hair Pulling and Skin Picking, I don't remember. She has like a runner of good phrases along the top or bottom of the page, I don't remember. But the one, it's easier to stay out than get out. Think of that. Like once you're doing the behavior you don't want, it's really hard to stop, right? But not so hard not to start. Not as hard not to start. Couple ways you can do this. Some of my clients like to wear a really soft cotton turban. This is particularly comfortable. It's sometimes called a chemo cap. Women, if they're losing their hair from chemotherapy, will wear them. But they're kind of, they're very comfortable, kind of cute. I don't know if you would want to wear them out and about, but certainly when you get home, and that's probably like the worst time, is being at home, it's a good thing to have. Get those things on in the situations that you need them. If watching television, reading, studying, whatever the situation, or just like being at home. Get those caps, hats on. Sometimes people find it works for them just to tie their hair back in a ponytail or something like that, or put it in a bun. If that prevents it for you, or wearing a headband, that's really common too. A lot of my clients find headbands are just helpful. Make habits of using those kind of tools. An alternative is, of course, you put something on your hands instead, whether it's gloves or I showed this in my face picking video, but totally applicable here, these little gamer finger gloves. They're very comfortable, and you don't feel, I don't get that interest here. So you're probably gonna go like this, you can't feel your scalp or whatever, your hair, and so you don't do it. So I'll link those as well. Another strategy that some of my clients have found helpful, even at work, where you might not want to be covering different body parts, is the keying bracelet. So this is a bracelet that you will train to buzz when you start doing the behavior that you want to not do. Okay, and so there you'll just get a buzz and be like, oh, okay, because you don't realize when you start doing it, but this makes you more aware of it. I'll link that as well. Some of my clients have found that to be quite helpful. And the biggest, most important thing with any of these strategies is persistence. So what you do here and there, it's not going to be enough. This is a very challenging problem. So you really want to make sure you're hitting it here and there and there and doing all these things habitually. So you want to use all these tools consistently, and then your scalp will heal, and that there will be less to pick at then, right? Fewer scabs, and things will just get better and better. And that's the name of the game, is just little by little. So let me know which is your favorite of these strategies. Let everyone else know if you've used some of these or others that you found really helpful. And yeah, I really appreciate the comments and give the video a like also if you found it helpful. All right, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.